Welcome back to the Freak Show, everybody. It's your host, Devin Iser, and my special guest, Thomas. Thomas, welcome to the show, you freak.
Thanks for having me. It's been a while, talk about this show for a year, maybe two.
Yeah, it took me a while to get set up. I just needed that
little push.
Actually, it was a big push, but same.
Down a cliff.
Yeah, down a cliff, pretty much.
Roll you down, see where it goes.
Yep. Just a little backstory behind Thomas and I. We've known each other for about 13 years. We joined the Army together. We've followed each other through every single base, all the way up to here, where I was actually put in his same platoon. And once we started working with each other, we just kind of were like, oh, we live right next to each other. There's a gym right down the road. Let's just work out together in the evenings or in the mornings whenever we can. And then leading his divorce, we've been going on a rampage here in town, meeting girls and stuff. And
getting experiences.
Yeah, getting pretty much bad experiences. I think the funniest thing is when we'd meet at the gym, most people put their headphones in, but that's the one time we didn't wear headphones, and we would just talk about, what do you think about this girl? Have you known anything about her? And I'll be like, oh yeah, watch out for that. Like I'll just be like, no, those are fake photos, or it's like you're gonna just get bamboozled. There was just one instance that happened, right? You said it was in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when did this happen?
Like the actual event or when we started talking?
A little bit of both.
The event was, I think, Easter Sunday last year, and I think we were talking for about a week.
Okay.
Coincidentally, that's pretty sure what triggered you to create this podcast.
Yeah, was that one story. That's when I was like,
one story.
Because I didn't believe it, but then you were just like, yo, look at the text messages. I was like, oh, son of a bitch, you're right.
Yeah, that shit was... Yeah.
All right, so long story short, it was a typical Tuesday or Wednesday. We were at the gym, and he shows me this picture, and he was like, boom, have you seen this girl before?
That's right. It was Tuesday or Wednesday.
And I was just like, no, man. And then, I'm doing my thing, I'm scrolling through the pictures, and I'm just like, yo, she's not bad looking at all. It's like, if your homie approves of it, it's probably fairly okay to be safe to go for it. You know what I mean? But if the homie's like, no, negative, and then you should probably take that advice. I learned that the hard way a few times.
Pull back a little bit, readjust.
Yeah. And that was the one day that we did a leg day. We did a complete 1.5-hour workout, and we ended with cardio. So this is like an 1.5, 2 hours of just nothing but legs. So we're walking fucked up. I was leaving the gym, I felt good. I'm like, fuck yeah. But 2-3 days later, I was just like, oh shit. Everything's hitting. My hammies, my calves were just screaming. Right? And this leads up to the weekend for that Easter, right?
Yeah. So this was the first time I tried dating after my divorce.
First date.
Majestic, to say the least. So, as you were saying, we just hit the gym. I have the prior injury, my hip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking fucked up. Texting her, it's Easter Sunday. I'm doing some demo in a friend's house. I'm hungry. She just got rid of her kid. Her ex-husband picked him up. And hitting it off. It's like, you want to get lunch? I'm hungry. I haven't eaten shit all day.
Yeah.
Go, sure. It's like, you mind picking me up? It's like, okay, you're close by. It's whatever. Save gas. Pull up to her house. She's walking out. Pretty sure I'm going to hell for this shit. But she's kind of walking out kind of messed up and okay. Either she had one hell of a night with somebody well endowed, or a leg day.
Hey, because I was walking funny at work for the last 4 days after that.
I was walking funny for 2 weeks before that, just because of my hip and everything else, and just struggle bus. I roll down the window, nonchalant. Oh, you fucked up like me. I have cerebral palsy. What?
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Didn't even text you it.
Nothing in the conversations, nothing leading up to that, mentioning any conditions, just, I have cerebral palsy. It's like, fuck.
And by that time, she already got in.
No.
Oh, she didn't?
She was still walking up. Hobbling up.
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to go with this. I'm like, shit. How am I going to recover from this? Starts talking. Eventually, she gets in my truck. Kind of has to pull herself up because,
Yeah, the leg. Yeah.
yeah. And it just goes down. Like, immediately.
Yeah.
Not even out of the little housing area. She goes, "Oh, you're in the military." It's like, "Yeah." "Oh, my ex-husband was in the military." I'm like, "Fuck."
Do I know this guy?
Not just that. It's like, I'm already getting compared to the ex-husband within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so we're driving. She's talking about her ex-husband and comparing me to him. I was like, whatever. I told her I'd get her food. We get something and just leave. That's it.
Yeah.
We go to
Olive Garden?
no Olive Garden.
You ended at the Olive Garden. Or you almost
ended at the Olive Garden. Cheddar's. We're going to Cheddar's.
never heard. What's a Cheddar's?
Cheddar's Burger. Dude, it's cheap food. It's really good.
Mm.
It's amazing. So, Olive Garden.
Yeah.
But we get there. It's like an hour and a half wait.
Oh,
Easter
gosh.
Sunday.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. It's like, okay, you know what? Let's just go somewhere else. Jump on my Olive Garden app. It's like, you know what? There's no wait time. Let's go there. It's like, she goes, sure. We go in there. It's like, oh. So I guess we're going there now. It's like, yeah. I mean, you agreed to this. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Getting a little offensive there. It's like, okay, whatever. We get there. And we're just standing there because we're like 5-minute wait. And we're talking. It's like, then she goes like, I think you should take me home. It's like, I think you're right. Fuck this. Driving home. She's being silent. Like, then I ask her a question. It's like, oh, now you want to talk? It was like, what the hell?
You're trying to talk the whole time.
I'm trying to talk, trying to be civil. Talking about her ex-husband, cool. Her kids, cool. Her condition, awesome. Knowledge is power.
Mhm.
Now you want to talk to me? It's like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
How fast can I go without getting a speeding ticket?
At least 65 down 185.
I wasn't down 185, I was down back roads.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus Christ. Can I bulk this and just push her out? Is that frowned upon?
Probably.
Will this buff? It won't buff.
So you dropped her off, and then you peeled out of there and never looked back.
Oh, I never looked back. Then I think she tried matching with you.
Oh, 100%. She matched
Like
with
a
me, and I
week
was
later?
like, wait a minute. Absolutely not. Block, delete. Gym bros will always get your back. And that was your first welcome to Columbus, Phoenix City dating.
God, right?
Oh, gosh. I remember you were pissed off for like a week.
Dude.
And so here's the funny thing, guys, right? So Tom and I, we take a lot of pictures together. It's mainly me forcing him by gunpoint or by knife point to take a picture with me.
Yes.
Yeah. But you know, they turn out really good. And
Yours do.
Yeah, always.
Yeah,
I only post good pictures of myself. But
nerd.
we use these pictures as our profiles, and sometimes it's the same picture
That's
between him and myself. And it's funny because girls will match with me just to say some shit. It's like, oh, you know Thomas. I'm just like, yeah. And then she'll be like, fuck him, fuck you. It's like, I'm fucking deleting you. Like, I'll get a big paragraph, getting my ass chewed, and then instantly deleted, which is going to lead me to this
I'll
story.
get the same one.
Yeah.
I know where,
Oh, you know Devin? Fuck you. And then it's just like delete, and you're like, oh, shit, what the fuck?
Like, what did you do?
Yeah, and then he's texting me at like 10 p.m. It's like, yo, you know this one girl? And I'm just like, maybe. And it's like, and then you're like the margarita girl. And I was just like, oh.
Oh.
So.
I can't think of her name now.
I don't know her name. I think it was it Haley or something? No, it wasn't
No.
Haley. There's this one girl I matched with when I first kind of got here. And I was like, hey, do you want to go get some Mexican food?
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh, yeah, absolutely. That sounds really good. I was like, hey, there's this one kind of, it's like not downtown, but it's kind of where all those like shopping centers are. And it's kind of like, it was in between both of where we live.
Okay, yeah.
We actually ended up going. And, you know, we get there, you know, she's like, I look like my pictures. She looks like her pictures. The conversation's going great.
That's a great start already.
Yeah, it's already
With
a
all the
great start.
catfish
Yeah,
here.
and we were talking for about 4 days, 5
Yeah.
days, so it was just like a little bit less than a week. It wasn't too rushed, but it wasn't too prolonged. We get to the restaurant, you know, I'm super polite, open the door for her. She goes in, and then, you know, I'll like respectful to the hostess, which I always am.
Yeah.
We get a table kind of in the middle of everything, and we sit down, and then we kind of just start, you know, ordering stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I feel like a margarita. You know, she orders a small one, right? I ordered like 2 right off the bat. I'm just like, hey, can I get 2 raspberry margaritas on the rocks? Blah blah blah.
Great
Keep
start.
them, keep them coming. And she's looking at me like, what the fuck? We're eating the chips and just talking about just the basic bullshit. Like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? And then I'm trying to push the conversation like elsewhere on just like,
Yeah.
what are your goals and everything. I'm already two margaritas deep, right? I'm slurring my words already. I have 2 more on the way, so I have like 4 margaritas at this point, and like me, I'm just like a very outgoing kind of guy, so I'm like really like
Very
really
talkative?
yeah, very. I'm like talking. I'm just being a douchebag, and like it was not good, and
You being you.
I literally I took all the chips. I was like, I need these chips because I need to sober up, and I'm like just eating a shit ton. And she's just not having a good time. And I knew I already fucked up when I ordered all that shit. But other than that, like,
She was cute.
yeah, she was. And I paid for everything. And then I was like, all right, see you later. I gave her a homie hug. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a bam.
yeah.
I was like, see ya. And then I left. And I never heard from her again, which kind of I earned that one. But then
A little self-inflicted.
yeah, so I was like, all right, maybe I shouldn't have like 4 to 5 margaritas and just like get totally fucked up off of tequila.
4 to 5.
No, 4 to 5.
That's how many you had?
Yeah, of the big ones. Yeah. So funny. So long story short, watch how many margaritas you drink. Don't be a douchebag. And if you cause the problem, just accept the consequences. Because I definitely accepted that. Because like 6 to 8 months later, she matched with you. She saw the picture of us,
Yeah.
and she said that was the worst date she's ever been on.
Yes.
And she was like, "Fuck that guy." Like
Quote unquote.
yeah, like verbatim.
That was. Yeah.
And I remember there was one time, this one girl, I was like, I forgot what app it was, a random app, right? She matched with me, and she was like, "Yo, what's your friend's name?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Thomas." Blah blah blah. I gave like the quick,
Yeah.
2 sentence backstory. She was like, "Oh, what's his number?" And I was like, "Damn, you matched with me just to get his number, bro." I was so
Damn,
pissed. I was just like,
savage.
"Yeah." Remember when I called you randomly? It's like, "Yeah, this one girl was like, yeah, his deep blue eyes or something."
Yeah,
I was
it's
just like,
coming out of my eyes.
I was like, "Son of a bitch!" If you ever like, I instantly blocked her. But I told him, but I was just like,
Yeah.
"Nah, hell no, Matt." Just fucking swipe until you find him. That was fucked up. I was very upset about that. I was like,
Yeah, I think I deleted the apps by then.
yeah. Well,
Thankfully.
yeah. It's always. I feel like it's always like. I mean, you know how bad it is.
Oh,
I mean, compared to your hometown to here, what do you think? Like, the difference is?
heads and tails.
Yeah?
Complete difference.
Explain.
Complete difference. Like here, it's just they feel more. I don't want to say entitled, but it's somewhat more entitled to like, oh, I know my worth, even if
Oh.
they're not attractive. And it's just, I mean, you got constant influx of military guys coming in
Oh,
and out.
Yeah, it's just constant. It's like, yeah, they're always going and going. Yeah,
Yeah, you got single guys, you got the married guys that sleep around. And like, it's just
the competition's rough.
competition's rough. Oh, like I don't date military men because odds are you're married, cheating, or seeing somebody else besides
Yeah.
me. It's like awesome, and it's just
It's the shit time. But
it's amazing.
have you ever had a successful date out here though? You've had to have a couple. I mean, I know of a couple, but I'm not going to say.
I've had a couple successful dates, but I didn't meet them on dating apps
Oh, so you're more
in
of a-
person.
yeah, you are. I remember you hit me up and you're like, "Hey, do you want to go to the zoo?" And I was like, I was working or something. I was like, "No, I'm busy. I can't." And you're like, "All right, well, I'm just going to go alone." I was just like, "Damn, all right." You went to the zoo and you texted me and sent me a picture of this chick. It was like, "Yo, I just met this random chick at the zoo," and you brought her home. I was like,
Dude, I even do that on hikes. Just random people.
"You're just hitting up random chicks
Yeah.
in the woods."
in the
That's-
woods.
That's actually impressive.
Dude, Fort Lee area, phenomenal.
Columbus area, not phenomenal.
Yeah, no bueno.
I would, yeah. But that's going to lead us into a part 2 podcast.
Of my second dating, or
I guess the viewers are just going to have to wait.
Yeah.
But anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching. This is The Freak Show, online dating, real stories with real people. Thomas, I want to thank you for that miraculous story.
Tink.
Tink.